Hello there, and you are listening to the AWR podcast, the Audio Wrestling Review. I am your regular host, Lee Townsend. No one is joining me today because, unfortunately, this isn't a pay-per-view review. Some very sad news has hit us all today. Balls Mahoney, the former WWE and ECW wrestler, has passed away today. He had a fall in his home a few days ago. Unable to move around after that, fell ill and slowly passed away. That's all that's really known at this present moment. It's not 100% clear what his cause of death was, but what we can tell you is he has passed away at the age of 44, which is really no age, I'm sure you'll agree. Back in October, though, me and Chris, along with our old friend Tom, conducted an interview with Balls Mahoney, and I must say, what came across is not only is he such a fun person to talk to, I don't think there's any denying that, but what a nice guy he was, which I think, you know, I was quite surprised at. Not to say I thought he was a horrible person, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at how much of a nice guy he was. I don't want to keep you too long here, but one thing I will warn you that I've not edited this interview at all. This is raw as it is. This is how it happened from beginning to end. He does say some things that you may find offensive, but he wanted me to leave it in. I didn't. I'm going to now. I'm going to honour those wishes. So without further ado, this is our interview with Balls Mahoney at the start of last October.
Hello?
Hello.
Cheerio, good day. Hi, there we go.
Whoa,
Sorry about that. I had an asshole calling me and wouldn't stop. I'd stop that.
It wasn't me.
Actually, we're doing much better. Thank you guys for finding a way to do this on my phone. I told you that I am computer illiterate, and I had left the house to do the interview because my wife, my mom, my kids, they're all, and you wouldn't be able to hear me, you. So as I got 2 minutes before you guys just called the phone, my wife called, oh, the Skype's working. And I guarantee you that if I go home and say, you know what, let's Skype it, I go home and touch that computer and it's going to start smoking.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. Don't worry. We were sort of like thinking, oh god, we got to work out a way to do this, and yeah, we worked it out. So no, it's all good with us. All good with us.
All right, let me turn on my volume here. Make sure I got the earpiece on. Turns out I'm going to be driving up the Garden State Parkway at 100 miles an hour while I talk to you, gentlemen.
Ah, fair play. If you could not crash, because to be honest, I don't want to go over your way. I ain't really got time.
No, I won't crash. I'm just kind of hoping that, you know, I don't start getting the cops pulling me over. So, you know, remember OJ with the white Bronco? Well, then you guys have had the scoop of the century. I'm talking about some pay-per-view while the cops are chasing me. Jersey State Troopers, undercover narcotics agents, and canines and SWAT, you know.
I could do with retiring, so that would be ideal.
Guys, I'm just letting you know, if that's gonna happen, then you better keep this rolling because you're gonna hear gunshots. I'm not going to jail. There's no drugs in prison. Well, there are drugs in prison, but I don't want to be all in, you know, some guy.
A whole lot of stuff.
I don't want to owe some big black dude 380 pounds with a 10-foot long cock, you know. Like, there, you can fuck my wife. Give me drugs. No, it's not
anyway,
all right, so
the basic premise.
Anyway,
obviously, the biggie that we're talking about is ECW December to Dismember 2006. We will be talking about other stuff as well, though. Obviously, we're going to do a little bit of background and stuff like that. I'm probably the old school nerd, so I'm going to be going through the old school stuff. Lee has like a billion questions about current ECW. I say current, 2006, and Tom's there as well. So we're all here. We're all going to be asking questions. I like how I've taken the lead on this, by the way. Cheers, guys.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, whenever you're ready, just tell me, man, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go when you are.
No, that's absolutely superb. I mean, my first question, obviously, to you, obviously, I know you trained at the Monster Factory, which is... Yeah,
I guess you could say I'm a Monster Factory guy. You got to say that. But, you know, technically I've trained everywhere, you know. I grew up with Chris, you know, before we were even allowed to train at the Monster Factory. I mean, nowadays you got kids, you can join a school, you have a 16-year-old kid, join a wrestling school as long as his parents sign a waiver, you know. Not back then. You had to be 18, you know. And even then, and even back then, they didn't just take anybody. Like nowadays, if you got money, they're going to be trained to be a wrestler. It wasn't like that back then. Like if you had no athletic ability, if you were mentally deficient, they wouldn't take you. I mean, literally, there are professional wrestlers on the independent East Coast that are mentally handicapped because these school owners will take their money and train them. And I mean, good for them, but it's fucked up.
So they come on with their $3,000 or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, I want to be a wrestler, and yeah, crack on.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you're part of such an alumni, though. To be honest, I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, Chris Candido obviously is a massive part of all of this.
Right.
Clearly, he'll obviously come up. Obviously,
well, let's start. Why don't you start recording and let's just do this. The more background you give me, the more fucked up we're gonna get. Let's just shoot this from the cup like the way I normally do them. Do it.
No, not a problem. Absolutely. Obviously, we're starting your career off now. You have obviously been here, there, and everywhere. It's great to see. You're a well-travelled vet of the business.
Yes. Yep.
Let's start right off.
Oh, are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Are we recording right now?
We're live. We're going.
Oh, I didn't fucking know that. Oh, apologies. Excuse me. Cheerio. Pip, pip, hooray. God save the queen. All that. All right. Hi, guys. Hi, England. I didn't know we were fucking recording. I thought I had to wait for all right. Here we go. Recording. Hi, this is. Sorry, guys. Okay. So
honestly, we just shoot the shit. It's fine. You carry on.
Let me just finish that factory thing. Yes, I am definitely the Monster Factory guy. I will always give credit to Larry Sharp. Larry, we got to remember, me and Chris grew up. His grandfather and Larry used to work together. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of Larry's guys worked on Chuck shows and vice versa. As Chuck got out, Larry took over, and then, when Candido decided I'm going to fake my birth certificate and get a license at 17, I decided I wanted to try college. So I concentrated on amateur wrestling, football, but when it was time to come back, I didn't just want to show up at the Monster Factory. Hi, remember me from all those years? I got a lot of ring rust. Let me in for free. I didn't want to do that. So I actually, if things lucked out, I earned my sharpened up at school, not 10, 15 minutes from my house. So as I stopped in over there, this is funny, you'll like this. I stopped in over there, and I talked to Tom Normsby because Mike was on the road, and Tom was his co-owner, the executioner. And his son was the trainer, a kid who's never wrestled before and had a heart condition, so he couldn't get a license, but a good worker. And he's like, yeah, this is my son. I'm like, Tom, you don't remember me, but I'm telling him things. Oh, yeah, sure, you were great. Oh, Tom's a bullshitter, right? And he's like, well, I'm like, look, Tom, let me get in with your kid. If you don't like what I can do, I'll leave, okay? Everyone gets a free tryout, right? So the kid gets in there, okay, this is how you take a bump. He starts showing me how to take a bump. So I watch him take 3 bumps. I go, are you done? Yeah. I snatch a headlock on him, and I go, tackle, drop down, reverse the hip, toss, arm drag, drop, kick, powder. He goes, wait, what? And he breaks away from me. I go, dude, I just called it. Let's go. And he's like, dude, wait, you got to talk to me about it. I go, I just did, and I shot him off. And then Tom said, whoa, holy shit, now I remember you. He goes, dude, I'm sorry. And in that moment, he's like, yeah, come back tomorrow. So I went back tomorrow, saw Mike, got in the ring again. This time I got in the ring with someone who was half decent. And they go, okay, you can be our co-trainer. And I didn't pay anything. But that was for 6 months just to get the ring rust out, showed up at Larry's, and then broke my wrist promptly. And wrestled my first 6 months with a cast. But, I'd already had a couple hundred matches by then. But again, so I became a Monster Factory guy. I always was a Monster Factory guy. Larry had decided after Bam Bam and all whatever happened with him and Bammer, and I love Bammer, I love Larry. That's nothing to do with me. That Larry would never go on the road again, ever, ever, ever. Larry went to Puerto Rico with me to manage me. Larry came around with me, something he said he would never do. And can I tell you something else about that? And Larry would confirm this for me. I remember one day he goes, John, I said, and this is when I don't remember, he goes, we're at his house. He goes, I said I'd never fucking go on the road again. I'm on the road again with you. I said I'd quit doing drugs. I spend time with you. Look, I'm doing fucking drugs. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm doing drugs. He's like, I'm not done. Shut up. Okay. I swear I'd never do any of this shit again. And look, I'm doing it all. And you know what pisses me off about the whole thing? I go, no, what? He goes, you didn't fucking pay me a goddamn dime. And he left. Because he wouldn't charge me anything. He refused. So that was it. Just Larry, let me give you a few bucks a week. Nope, wouldn't take a dime. But Larry's, a lot of schools give me 10%, give me 15, give me 20%. Whenever Larry got me a shot up at the WWE, when I was on the top squad, I always gave him my 10% because I wouldn't have been there if he didn't hook me up.
No,
You know?
Legend.
So,
Legend.
I'm always a Larry Sharp guy, always will. Love the guy.
Absolutely. Obviously, I know you did Smoky Mountain. That was one of my favorites way back in 1990. Doesn't it seem like an age ago now? 1994. I mean, that's like crazy.
Yeah, 94, I joined Smoky Mountain. It was kind of hard for me to do that, too, because in 93, at that time I was doing a Singaporean gimmick, fire breather, that's why I've got no teeth. My character was a Buddha Singh, and I think it was 94, the PWI, Bill Apter's Crossing Illustrated used to have the year-end awards, and he contacted me, and he goes, listen, John, by votes, you won Rookie of the Year. He goes, but I got to give it to 911 because 911 was on ECW TV. The reason I didn't win it, I didn't have TV, but that was when I had done my Abdullah the Butcher angle. I had started an angle with him, and I was fighting Butcher for Larry Dennis. And when Abby wasn't in, I was under strict orders from Abby. Don't do any jobs. You're not allowed to get pinned. You're not allowed to submit. Get DQ, do a count out, whatever. But do not, And I'm like, great, you're taking away all my bookings. 3 months later, I'm back in Puerto Rico with Larry. I had to send tape to Japan because Abby was working in Japan. Then he had a lot of plans for us. But the problem was because I'm telling these promoters that I used to work for, look, I'm doing this thing with Abby. I can't, take a pinfall. They don't want to fucking hear that, And I felt like an asshole for saying it. I mean, it's a fucking word. Come on, But I understand what Abby's trying to do, but I need to work. I need to win. I'm not done learning. I mean, how hard is it to brawl? I want to learn. I want to get good.
Exactly.
I mean, at the time I was I'm already doing moonsaults at that point, and I'm trying to figure out how to do the 1.5, which I ended up doing. And I wanted it, but not even that. I wanted to learn submissions. I wanted to learn holds that nobody's seen in 30 years. I wanted to find video of if there God was video of like Ed Lewis. I mean, seriously, I'm a student of this shit.
No, so, it's awesome to hear. To be honest, it's awesome to hear.
So Candido gets in touch with me because he's my best friend. He's like, yo, man. He had come up from Smokey, and he's like, yo, check it out. He's got all these belts, and he was champion at that point, a couple different things. And he's like, dude, we need people down there. You want to come? I'm like, of course I want to fucking come. You go, but I got this thing. He goes, look, would you rather come down here and work 4 nights a week, every week, get paid to do it, and get paid probably what you're making right now? I'm like, really? I go, dude, because back then, going down to Tennessee, you're thinking Lawler, and you're not making anything. No offense to Jerry, but that was paying your dues,
It's well known. It's well known.
Yeah, well known, and I mean, hey, that's paying your dues. It's not like I never did it, And at the time, though, even though the only reason I was still able to, stick to my guns, or stick to Abby's guns about not doing jobs, I had a job in the pizzeria, and I'm delivering pizzas during the day. I'm cooking at night. I'm cooking and I'm basically living at the pizzeria. It's great, but making a lot of money, able to eat whatever I wanted for free, and I'm able to work out.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, and I'm making money, of course. And my boss is a pothead, so we're smoking pot all day, all night. It's great, But I got to take the opportunity. So he goes, yeah, send me a video. So I'm looking around, and not a month before, I'd wrestled Ted Petty in a cage match. Ironically, I had to take Abdullah's place because he couldn't make it for some reason. So it was, who was that for? That was for Bob, was it not Bob Raskin? Because I was already working for Bob Raskin. Oh, my God. Dennis something. Not Dennis Corluzzo, but
Dennis
he
Corluzzo,
was...
yeah.
No, it wasn't Dennis. I already worked for Dennis. I can't think of this guy's name. I feel really bad. That better not be a cop. Just hang on. I'm putting you on speaker. There's a cop to my left in an unmarked Charger. Eyeballing me and pretending like I'm singing. You fucking pig. Have you seen the little piggies in their starch white shirts? And for all the little piggies, life is getting worse. Always having to play around and
I never had Balls Mahoney down as a singer. That's impressive.
Balls Mahoney is a huge Beatle fan. So anyway,
wow.
Oh yeah, growing up, dude. I have right now on my CD player right now is the Blue album. 1967 to 1970, and I had to stop it because On the Walrus was coming on, and I had to crank that and yell. Too much acid. So anyway. I have the tape, and I'm wrestling Ted Petty. Teddy's wrestling the Cheetah Kid, and I do the Buddha Singh thing. And I said it because at the end, I missed a leg drop off the top of Ted's cage, for the finish, and Teddy got out of the cage. So I sent that down with Chris, and he was leaving 2 days later. So I gave, we went to my house, take him there, take him to the pizzeria, we eat some pizza. I told Bob, I asked my boss, let me go hang out with my buddy for a couple of days. Yeah, go ahead, whatever, because I never miss work, So I'm hanging out with Chris. I didn't expect to hear nothing for like a month, right? So Chris leaves that Thursday. He gets down to the show for Friday. That Monday, okay, now they had a show Sunday. Monday at noon, I get a call from a number I don't even know, and I'm like, hello? Holy shit, is this John? Is this that a Buddha Singh guy? I'm like, yeah. Holy shit, this is Jim Cornette, man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No, man, dude, Candido gave me the number. I watched it 6 times, man. I kept rewinding. That is the goddamnedest thing I ever saw in my life. I haven't even gotten the word in yet. All right? And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? And he's like, God damn it, man, you wrestle Iron Tate's got a good reputation, man, but fuck, you're out there kicking ass, running around, man. You did that thing off the top rope, twice off the top rope, big 350-pound man. Then your crazy ass goes up to the top rope. No, you go up to the top of the cage, wrestle leg drop, land in a perfect dog. God damn, how are you walking? I'm like, well, that wasn't good. No, it wasn't it. He just had a cage. He was talking to blow up the crowd. I can see her. I think that was your mother there pointing at somebody. You pop the guy, you then take a chair shot. I got to have you get your ass down here. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, you're fucking hired. When are you coming down? That's how I got hired by Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I swear to God. Dude, he got the tape. He wrestled they had their show Sunday. Jim got home. He threw the tape in at 11. And at noon, he was on the phone with me.
Wow.
And literally, I'm like, well, I'd love, and this was 94, okay? So I said, well, what's the thing? Blah, blah, blah. I go, because I'm making this at the pizzeria. He goes, oh, shit, I can pay you that. So he basically doubles on making it at the pizzeria. I'm like, holy shit, all right, cool. And he goes, yeah, you're going to play stay for the first couple months. You want to stay there? It's fine. No problem. Jimmy and Paulie were a lot alike. They both hate me for saying it, but Cornette and Paul Heyman had a lot in common.
Well, to be honest, that was my next big thing. Obviously.
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Oh, no, carry on. Keep going.
Real quick. So, I do the thing with Jimmy, and I actually, and then I got hired not before I made a deal with him. I had picked up summer work bouncing at Reggie's at the time, which was a bar in Belmar, New Jersey, literally across the street from the beach. It was on Ocean Avenue, and I got to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there. I stopped the pizzeria. I knew I'm going to Tennessee, so I got the job there because we're able to drink from the time I'd go there on a Wednesday night, give the guy $10. I'm going to go grab a 12-pack from downstairs. Okay, pull my car up to the freaking basement door and load my car up with 10 cases of beer and put it in my fridge. Every day. Wow. We were the bar back. We drank. But my job was the best because on Saturdays and Sundays, I came into work at 10 in the morning, got a big cup full of the best Bloody Mary mix you could think of, loaded up with vodka and rum and extra lime juice. I'd go sit I was the card checker. I got to check IDs all day long. And you know who came to drink at our bar all day long, right? Chicks in bikinis, whole groups of them. So on Friday nights, Saturday nights, I had 10, 20, 30 girls coming to hang out with the bouncers every Friday and Saturday. What a job, man. What a job. And our head bouncer was a drunk at 10 o'clock was when, things start happening. Every bouncer to the back, 10 o'clock, mind erasers. And we do mind erasers. 10:30, everyone to the back, mind erasers. 11, mind eraser time. I mean, this was over the speaker system. The bouncers had mind erasers. After 1 o'clock, you're on your own. But every 20, 30 minutes, mind eraser. So I told Larry, and I told Abby, look, I got to do it, man. This is an opportunity to go to WWE, WWF. So, then I burn Abdullah, and he pins me after dropping 20 meat cleavers on me, or whatever you call it. Go down to Tennessee and become the retarded Boo Bradley, And I was on TV that whole summer as the TV champ, as the Beat the Champ TV champ, as I was working in Reggie's up here in New Jersey. It was great.
It's just amazing how you trade all that in for Jim Cornette.
I love Jim.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's one of my all-time favorites. Of course, the thing is that I'm leading all this on to, obviously, we cannot not talk about those three words, the three letters. Sorry, ECW, and you've already mentioned Paul Lee. 1997, you signed for ECW.
Well, ECW, and I've said this in the interview, best time of my life. I mean, literally, it was the greatest time of my life. Of course, at the time, I didn't realize it, you know what I mean? I was young, but literally, it was the greatest time of my life. No. And as loyal as you hear me talking about to Larry and Jim, well, Paul, look, the things that I did in that company, I'm not talking in the ring, okay? I'm talking the shit that anyone else. I was in that company. I started in '96, and I was in that company until it shut with the bankruptcy state. Okay, I would have been fired from any job at least 20 or 30 times a year for the shit I was pulling out of the ring, beating up cops, beating up people, getting drunk and starting riots. I mean, just dumb shit, destroying hotels. And this was on a regular basis. I mean, ask Dreamer, I'm Captain Caveman, you know? But I'll to this day, if I'm anywhere and someone fucks with any of the guys that I spent that time with, any of them, even Axel, you fuck with them, I'm going to kill you. I mean, I would kill for any one of them. Paulie, if Paulie called me in 10 years from now, I'm a cripple. I'm already a cripple. He calls me, hey, man, I don't know. I'm there. What do you want? I'm there. I'll do it. Whatever. Well, I didn't talk. Fuck money. I'm there. That quick.
Yeah, it's amazing. I find it amazing because I remember being a viewer, and it was such a family cult sort of thing. Everyone felt a part of this movement, and it was as though us as fans were with you as wrestlers, if you know what I mean. It was one big movement, and how it lasted as long as it did was mind-blowing, I think, but also a testament, I think, to that.
It was. And it wasn't, you can't say, oh, it was the wrestlers, oh, it was Paul. Dude, it was just the perfect, the only way to describe the way that the things that happened was a perfect storm. Because the fans and the rest, we had the right wrestlers at the right time, with the right people. The only thing we didn't have was a proper money guy. That's the only thing we didn't have. We didn't have proper money behind us. But everything else just came together in the right time. Got to remember, dude, in '98, I figured in end of '97 was when we exploded. 97, 98, 99, even 2000. That was the years. But at that point, and I didn't realize this then. I realize it now. As big as wrestling was then, Austin, The Rock, all that. Fine, yeah, they were big mainstream. You went to a metal concert or a rap show or anything like that, and dude, I would go to a lot of rock concerts. I went to Halloween, Rob Zombie, Concrete got us. Concrete was our record label, right? The Altitude record. So me and Jack Victory, I brought my friend down. We go to see Rob Zombie Halloween night at the Hammerstein Ballroom, right? We were there for 15 minutes. The show hadn't started when the building themselves announced, everybody on the side stage say hi to ECW's Balls Mahoney. The fuck? How the fuck do I get that? But that's how big we were at the time. Where we were on level as them. Fred Durst, that whole thing with Steve Corino and Biscuit, that was me. Fred Durst wanted me to do that with him, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to turn heel. I should have. But I didn't. No. Holy shit, my phone's going to die. All right, we got to get into this stuff with December.
No, bro, I was going to say, I'm happy to move it over now. Lee and Tom, they are your...
Hold on, police officer, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, leave me alone, Mr. Police Officer. All right, he ain't coming out, thank God. All right, December to Dismember. The pay-per-view that destroyed ECW, what I call it.
Sure. I'll start off with how ECW
happened,
came
dude.
about.
That killed us. It was the worst pay-per-view in history.
Well, go just a bit before that. I wanted to talk about the original One Night Stand and how you were a part of it just before the main event.
I really wasn't a part of that, though, because they had me do that little shit run-out, which I didn't like, but I guess it was a big deal because, a month or so later, me and Axel got our dark matches and tryouts. And they were going to pay us ridiculous money. They were going to offer me a 6-figure deal a year, me and him, and then he fucked it up again.
Yes, I believe he was part of a run-in on Raw, but didn't turn up. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tried out on Raw at the Meadowlands. Nobody knew we were there. We got like the biggest pops of the night there, and Axel fucked up behind the scenes, and that was the end of that. I had to wait a year, and then I signed next year. They signed me as a single, but it cost me a lot of money.
Sure.
What should have been 6 figures wasn't.
Wow. Okay. And then in the build-up to the restart of the brand itself.
Wait. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on.
Sure.
You know. Home Depot, Edison, Route 1 South. Okay. All right, I'll see if I can find that. I gotta pick up a friend too while I'm driving. Okay, so the build up to the restart. Now at that point, look, I went into this. I don't know how anybody else went into this. I didn't go into this thinking, all right, ECW is back. I was saying since 2003, Vince should bring us back. He would have his own competition. If it was done right, he could have had his own competition. He didn't do it right.
Sure.
Sorry, he didn't. That's not my opinion. I think it's a fact, okay? But I don't think he wanted his own competition. At least for us, he did more with us than he did when he bought WCW, you know? He destroyed them guys. He did. He destroyed them. Even though we didn't do anything for so many years, he brought us back, you know? So he can, I like Vince too, you know? I can't say anything really bad about it. I can't complain about it. But the build-up, what I was doing, all right, because I was working, you know, between when ECW shut and when Vince hired me, you know, I'm working a lot of shows in our area up here. You got to remember, the ECW area is my home area, so I'm working for a couple feds here, and I got their belt, so I'm basically, and we're running shows in the Elks Lodge, in the old New York Queens Elks Lodge. You know what I'm saying? That was the bad house. We're running shows there, and I'm main event news with Sabu and other guys. Dude, they put me in the main event at these buildings and bringing in 2 other ECW that were selling out, just like ECW did. I mean, it was insane. So I knew no matter what that there was always a chance that we would come back, you know? Finally, I worked Dreamer in end of 2004, and he's like, you know, we're trying to bring it back. I go, I know, duh. He goes, yeah, but you didn't know. I go, I know, Tommy, you're not giving up, you know, because that was Tommy's baby, you know, me too. So, you know, when the time came in 2005, I mean, honestly, didn't expect anything. When I got the tryouts, great. And then when I knew after that, as soon as the tryouts were shot down, I'm like, because at the time I'm doing a little angle with Chris's brother Johnny, and who was wrestling at the time. And I jumped off the cage with a leg drop through a table, and I broke my back from it. Actually, that was right after I did my last dark match for WWE. I was hurt, but I knew it was coming back. So, you know, I wasn't excited about ECW. What I was excited about, I'm going to get a shot on Raw. You know, I wanted to be, you know, hire me, give me and fuck this, send me to Raw or send me to SmackDown. Either one, but I wanted to go to Raw. You know, I knew that as long as I could get my song with the I had 2 versions done of Big Balls with the rights. I was ready. And they brought us in. They signed. I was one of the first guys signed, and they had a choice who they're going to take from ECW and put out there. Who's going to be that star, right? Between the Sandman and Balls Mahoney. Who'd they pick?
Wow.
On me, it was Sandman. And you know why it was Sandman? Because he was a stooge. He was the one going to Laurinaitis and telling them, oh, this one's doing that one's doing this, blah, blah, blah. I found out about it. I made up a story one night where I got pulled over, DWI, I hit a cop, I'm going to get fired. And Guido's like, dude, he's standing right there. What are you talking about? He goes running away. He's writing shit down. Dude, he gets a little notebook in his pocket, and he's writing it down. I'm not kidding. And he goes running away. I go, Guido, it's not true. I got a seatbelt ticket. He's like, oh, you're setting him up. I go, damn right I am. So that I'm waiting. So Tuesday TV, right? I'm walking. I eat lunch. I'm reading my book. Blah 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 blah. Right? John J. Balls, how are you? Fine, man. How's it going? High five. Walk by. Didn't say a word. Nothing. Finally, at 4:00, I get summoned to John's office. Balls, we need to talk. Okay? So, dude, aren't you scared? I go, about what? What's wrong, John? He's like, Balls. I know. You know what? You hit a cop, DWI. I'm like, oh, you know that? Yeah. I'm like, I go, can I tell you something, John? He goes, yeah. And I take out the ticket. I go, I got a seatbelt ticket. I know who your stooge is, and I'm going to go take care of it right now. And he goes, no, wait. Now, he offered me that stooge job when I supposedly tested positive for, 1.2 milligrams of Demerol. Hey, I've never taken Demerol in my life. It doesn't work for me. Okay? For me to take enough Demerol, you might as well give me 5 shots of heroin, because Demerol don't do dick. It won't even make my dick limp. Man, take Demerol for it. It's for pregnant women. Fucking asshole. Tells me, oh, Balls, someone maybe told you it was a Vicodin. I go, I don't take Vicodin. Oh, well, they told you it was a perk. I don't take. You don't even know what I fucking take, Tom. I take Oxycontin and Oxycodone. I take enough painkiller. You take what I take in one dose, you'll fucking throw up and die from an OD. All right? Stop fucking with me. I didn't take anything. I didn't take anything from anybody. So he's like, well, just tell me. I go, you want me to stooge? You know what, dude? You'd know who it was if that really happens. I'd walk out of this room and hit him with a fucking bat. He goes, no, don't do that. I go, John, I guess I'm suspended. And I got up and left.
Sure.
So Sandman got the ball job. And 3 months later, Sandman was fired.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to question, the original ECW original stable that led into WrestleMania 23 was started with you versus Amaga on Raw. But for some reason, you were phased out of that storyline.
Yeah. What did I just tell you?
Sorry.
John wanted me to be a stooge.
Right.
He set up me with a false positive drug test. Told me to tell him, he asked me, who's doing what in the locker room? You tell me these things, I can be your friend. You can get a big push, make more money. I told him no. My angle, my push, everything ended. I was being pushed then. It all ended because I refused to stooge.
Okay,
that's
sorry,
not
I
me.
didn't make the link.
No, you don't have to apologize. You didn't understand. There it is, clarifying. I'll say it again. John Laurinaitis wanted me to stooge. I said no. So rather than, okay, no problem, I got suspended. Okay? And then when he suspended me, Vince didn't know about it. Okay? I got the Garden in 2 weeks. When he found out I wasn't working the Garden, they amended the suspension policy so I could work the Garden. Because that's how over I was at the time. Even the night before I got let go was when I did the Vince Has No Balls in the Garden. It was there. And you know what? It was supposed to be on Saturday Night's Main Event, and they wouldn't air it because Austin was right after me, and Austin got half the pop he would have because I had 22,000 in the Garden at the top of the lungs going, Vince Has No Balls, clap, 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 clap.
Sure. And also one of your
I am not a stooge. I am not.
No.
Even my worst enemy, even Sandman. And I love Hack. I hate the Sandman, okay? You could, even now, if I'm working for one of them, okay? And they asked me, dude, and I knew that, all right, Sandman was doing coke the night before. Let's just say, okay? But really, hey, I knew Balls was doing coke the night before. If you stated that and you said, no, that's not true, then you're an idiot, okay? Because most likely, if you heard it, I did it, all right? But if someone came to me and I knew he did it, any one of them fucking office people, even Vince, I'd have said, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you tested positive. Yeah, so I tested positive. It doesn't have nothing to do with them. I would never, because I was brought up old school. I was brought up when you're on the road, that's your family. That's who you have. You have the wrestlers. You ain't got promoters. Promoters aren't looking out for you. Oh, fuck. Dude, you guys got to call me back in 5 minutes. I'm about to get pulled over. Fuck.
Wow. Is he still on the line? No.
My mind's fried.
Literally, I understood what he said when he was losing his push and all that. I didn't realise it was that one.
Alright, guys. Right, okay, I've had an idea.
Well, I've only got one more thing to ask him.
Yeah. Well, because I keep dropping out, and for a little while there I wasn't in the call at all. Have you actually got to the match?
No, that I was going to say about Miz and Kelly, and then I was going to go into the match.
Right, okay. What I would suggest would be that you've got the Balls interview as a whole. I suggest we do that as a separate show, and add the bit with the actual match in the actual thing.
Can do that. It wouldn't be a problem.
a bad shout because we've got a lot of content, really, haven't we?
Yeah, this
Exactly.
is nothing about December to December at the moment.
No, but my God, it's good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought you were getting a bit frustrated, Lee, to be honest.
No. It's because he was jumping ahead, and I
Yeah.
was like, no, I wanted to fucking ask that.
Yeah, he's
He's jumped
clearly
ahead of
just
things.
off his fucking rocker.
The John Cena main event on Raw, the elbow to the face by Kevin Thorne.
Oh, I've missed that. Damn.
Well, Tom,
You haven't said your bit yet.
I was going to say, did you want to do the match?
I can do, yeah.
Well, I've only wrote down, this is my whole notes for the match. Good use of amateur wrestling from Balls. Striker worked on the arm. Balls Mahoney gained momentum. Hit the ball breaker for the win. That was
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But you
I've got
can
a
ask
bit
him
more.
about backstage or the setup. Or, you were saying about the move from the second rope.
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah,
Okay,
you can
and
get
also,
into that.
I've only got... How many minutes have we got left?
We've used up our 30.
Oh, we
Yes.
used up our 30.
That call was 32 minutes.
And also, it might be worth just dropping him a text to say, give us a shout when it's okay to...
Yeah.
Actually, do you know, I can text him. It cost me 6.2p.
Oh, put it in the expenses account.
Give us
The other thing I was worried about when he said his phone's going to die, I'm like, oh, fucking hell.
give us a text when
Yeah.
you're able to come back on.
I've got so much editing to do. So much. I'm
Right, there
still
you go.
recording
I've sent
now.
it.
What am I doing?
I've sent the text to him, so...
Sure.
Oh, we're back with you.
Cheerio, mate. Cheerio. Dude, I had enough time to drop my friend off. I'm actually an hour from home now.
Oh, fair play, fair.
How we doing?
Yeah, all good.
How we doing? Cheerio. Pip, pip, hooray. Have a couple of God Save the Queen. My penis. Maybe you think the Queen or what? Hold on a sec. You think the Queen or the Kate would like my penis? I don't think so. I gotta tell you, dude, that's Kate, right? Which one? Who's gonna be president? Who's gonna be king? It's not gonna be Charles. It's gonna be the eldest, right?
Yeah,
Which
it's
one's
Kate
that?
Middleton you want about, yeah? Williams' wife.
Which one's gonna be king? When your lovely old Queen Elizabeth dies, who's gonna be king?
It'll go to Charles, and then it'll go to William.
No, Charles is not getting. Why you guys? Even I'm from fucking America, and I know that Charles isn't getting it. They bypassed him. Charles will not be king because of the Camilla bullshit. Okay, Charles will not be king. The Queen already passed over him for the oldest son. Is that William? Who's the one married to Kate?
That's the one, Prince William. Yeah.
William. Okay, William with the hot bitch. So you got King William, Princess Kate. You know what? As hot as Kate is, if I had a choice, you know who I would bang? I'd bang the Queen, man. Even now, I'd take that dusty vag and stick my tongue in it. Hell yeah, man. Think about when you think. Hold on. There's another cop.
So what happened?
Hold on, guys. I'm not getting on the phone again. There's a cop behind me again. I'm not hanging up. Hold on. Hold on. Speak quick on speak. Hold on. Guys on speaker, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
No, listen. I can't talk yet. Just listen to me blab right now, okay? Just give me a couple minutes. Let me get out of this town. The town I'm in right now, I wrestle for a company here in Jersey called Pro Wrestling Syndicate, PWS. Their big shows occur at a building called the Rahway Recreation Center, which is right next to the Rahway Police Department. And right now, the Rahway Police Department is right on the right side of me. I'm literally at the intersection. I'm looking at police cars. After what just happened to me, I really don't want to see police cars. But I'm waiting for the light to turn, and as soon as I'm out of Rahway, I'll put the phone back to my ear. But until then, all right, there's always City Hall, always Police Department, Rec Center. Oh, and you know what else the Rec Center is? The Rec Center is also the training center for Pro Wrestling Syndicate. I should stop in right now and train. Hell no, I can hardly wait. There they are. They got the ring up. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm almost out of here. The cops, there's a car behind me. Behind the car is the cop turning into the police station, I hope. Come on. I got to get to the light. I got to make a right. I got to get to the light. I got to make a right. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Queen Lizzie, man. Yeah. Dude, think about that. You think Prince George, or whatever his name is, when was the last time you think he made that woman come? When was the last time you think your Bonnie Queen there had a true orgasm? I actually got a better one for you. When was the last time your lovely, handsome queen, okay, had what the hell was that? Had an orgasm given to her by a man, and not by a servant, you know? And when I mean man, I mean her boyfriend, husband, whatever that guy is, you know? You know, another thing, think about this. In England, your monarchy, right? You got all those tabloids. I mean, you guys invented tabloids. If it wasn't for Jack the Ripper, we wouldn't have tabloids.
Oh.
You know? Literally. Seriously, literally. Now, think of this, dude. In America, if we had a female president and the dude she was fucking, she wasn't married to, do you honestly think they would respect her like you guys respect the queen? Hell no. Oh, God. You gotta be kidding me. This better not be fucking Piggy. No, it's a minivan. Okay, let me just get off speaker. Yeah, dude, hold on. Are you there? Dude, I would fucking lick the dust out of that, make her scream, oh, God, and she'd probably have a heart attack after I was done with her. Or, or what could happen, I'd go down on her and find out, it's a me, baby, and I'd run away going, the queen's trying to bugger me.
One wants balls.
Guys, can I tell you something? I heard you all giggling at that. Let me give you some. Let me tell you something. And this is, I don't care. I made peace with this. You laughed at that, dude. We're all going to hell because of that. You know that, right? Any good thing that you ever did, dude, you die. When you die and you go up, if you believe Catholic, Christian, whatever, you go up before St. Peter or whatever, he's standing there. Oh, yeah, I helped save a life. And, yeah, and you also laughed when your fucking friend told you he was going to bugger the queen up the ass. Hell! But don't worry, guys. When I die, I'm not just going now. I'm running the fucking place. I'm the booker. I'm going to be the booker, the writer. Dude, I'm going to have the greatest matches in the world, dude. I'm going to go up to heaven. I'm going to bring down, like, the pious Christian writers that are all in there. Or if you believe in South Park, all the fucking Mormons, I'm bringing them down. I'm going to have, 5-on-5 hardcore matches. Hemingway, Poe, John Lennon, Pablo Escobar, and Jack the Ripper versus, whatever fatty fucking heaven people are up there. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Jesus versus Satan, Volume 10, Once a year we have a Jesus versus Satan. And then we go to heaven, we got to do, you see, when you come down to hell, all the good guys got to do the job. They got to do the J.O.B., And think about this. If you go to heaven, think about this. Look at the Islamic people. I'm going to, and you're dead, right? And you're going to do that because you're promised 72 virgins in the afterlife, right? Isn't that the spiel, right? You martyr yourself to get 72 virgins. Dude, if I go and blow myself up, and I'm going to their heaven, I don't want 72 virgins. The fuck do I want to teach 72 girls how to do shit for? I want 72 porn stars, man. I want girls that know what they're doing. I want Jenna Jameson, Vanessa Del Rio, Lois Ayres. I want Ron Jeremy to come visit me and just fucking long dick some 18-year-old Japanese broad who's a virgin. I want the virgins, but I want the virgins to just humiliate, destroy. This is Ron Jeremy. Ron, introduce her to Ron's penis, Hell yeah. That's fun. So, You want to go to hell? Come to my hell. It's going to be a lot of fun. And because you're laughing at that, you're going, now you're really going.
It's fine. I'm getting some really hot broads when I go to hell. I'm fine.
You know what? I'm going to quote Eric Cartman from Christian Hard Rock. What? Myrrh, Gold, Frankincense. Here's your Myrrh album. Myrrh, where's my platinum album? Oh, that's regular albums. This is Christian rock. We do Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh. Myrrh, you didn't get it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what? You didn't say that? Yes, I did. Oh, Jesus. Well, there you go. Carpet. Oh, Jesus. You know what will happen in my hell? You know what will happen, right? I'll get Vanessa Del Rio down there. I love Vanessa Del Rio. She's got the biggest crotch in the world and that big penis-looking fucking clit. But, dude, get Vanessa. You bring Jesus down. You get Vanessa. You know who else you get? You get, who's that? Judy Garland. Remember that? Isn't that that's Judy Garland, right? Over the Rainbow?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm getting Judy Garland. I'm getting Frank Sinatra. He's gonna book all the bitches. I'm gonna have. You know who my girls are gonna be, though, right? When I die, you know who's gonna be sitting in my right and left hand? I'm gonna have Marilyn Monroe on the left. And I'm gonna have Jane Mansfield on the right. And I'll tell you why. You want to know why?
Go for it.
And this is a fact. No, this is what I'm about to tell you is a fact. You can look this up, and this is a fact. Okay. The Church of Satan, right? You all know that that's a legit religion, right? It's tax exempt status. It's actually real. It was started by a man, Anton Szandor LaVey, in 1966 in San Francisco. I don't know if you guys know why it was started, but he started that because hippies sickened him, okay? And now my mom was a hippie, okay? Mom was at Woodstock. I like hippies, you know, especially like what hippies do. They're fun, you know, but the hippie lifestyle, I can't do that, man. I mean, it's one thing to not shower for a couple of days, man, but, I mean, they take it a little too far on granola. I mean, think about living a hippie lifestyle and the diet they have, dude. I don't think hippies have a solid shit the whole time they're alive. Eating granola and freaking gluten-free eggs and whatever they fucking eat, vegan shit. Anyway, dude, so he started the Church of Satan in response to that with a lot of like-minded individuals, and it became huge in the late 68, 69, right? I don't know if you knew this. You guys seen Rosemary's Baby, right? Who hasn't seen Rosemary's Baby? Correct? You've seen that. Yes? Hello?
Sorry.
Hello?
Can't say I have,
Have you seen Rosemary's Baby? Okay. In the scene where Rosemary gets drugged, right, and she becomes pregnant, right? Remember that? She thinks she's having sex with Guy, and then there's that demon, right? The demon, and this is true too, the demon was played by Anton Szandor LaVey. He was the demon who had sex with Rosemary and impregnated her with Satan's child. How fitting is that? That on screen, the scariest movie up until The Exorcist, when it came to possession, that the guy who impregnates Rosemary is actually the guy who runs the Church of Satan, okay? But here's the trivia for you. This is a fact, okay?
Sure.
Anton LaVey used to bang Marilyn Monroe, and not like one or two times before Marilyn became huge. She was using the name Marilyn Monroe. She was in L.A., just breaking in. She used to be with Anton LaVey. That's a fact, okay? The other fact is, okay, Jane Mansfield, she didn't just bang Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey made Jane Mansfield for 2 years or 3 years. She was the high priestess in the Church of Satan on the same level as LaVey for 2 or 3 years until she died. In fact, look, that broke LaVey's heart. And you're wondering probably, why do you know all this shit about that? I'm a member of the Church of Satan. I think you guys have heard that before, but it's true. You know, and if you think I'm out there going, hail Satan, that's ridiculous. I didn't have a use for Mass and the Christian thing. What the fuck am I going to do with a black fucking robe? And hail Satan, hail my dick. I got no use for it. I got no time for it. I believe in it, like I believe in a lot of other shit, and whatever, you know, it's fun. It's, you know, it's more fun anyway. I mean, come on, I want to be paying for my sins and crying to stuff. That's another thing. I'm talking about hypocrisy, and then we'll get back into the wrestling. You caught me at a weird time, you know. Yeah. I got fucking tickets by the pig by trying to do your thing. So I'm not going to sing piggies again. But, I get 2 tickets trying to fucking take care of you guys. And I find out my license is in trouble. So this is great. So I'm a little pissed off right now.
Sure.
I forgot what I was talking about. That's how angry I am. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So anyway, when I'm running hell, on my left side is Marilyn. On my right is fucking Jane. I love Jane Mansfield. Do you know Jane Mansfield's daughter is a very famous actor? Did you know that?
No.
You've probably seen her on TV so many times and don't realize it. You know who Mansfield's daughter is?
No.
You guys ever watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit?
Not on
SVU,
TV. Over here,
the one that. Oh, really? You don't have that on? Oh, my God.
We've got like our own version, yeah. Law and Order UK.
Dude, it's like 13 or 14 CIA. You have your UK. Well, go online, check out the original cast was Chris Maloney, okay? He played Stabler. There's Benson and Stabler, the girl, okay? That's the one that Ice-T's in, okay? Ice-T's in SVU, you know, the rapper.
Yeah.
He's in SVU, and so is Richard Belzer. Mariska Haggerty, that's her name. That's Jane Mansfield's daughter. Looks just like her mom, except she has dark hair. She didn't bleach it blonde. Yeah, dude. You knew who was going to be my assistant booker and my first in charge? Frank Sinatra. And you knew who was going to be his assistant? Kennedy. You know JFK's in hell. I don't care if he's Catholic. He's fucked too many broads. And Frank's chairman of the board, man. I'm going to have Frank and Dean and Sammy. When Bert dies, I'm going to have Bert, Doc Deluise. Dude, we're going to reshoot the Cannonball Run every day just for the fun of it. Okay. Wrestling.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me get that out of my system.
That's fine.
Have we recorded this? Has that been transmitted to the world then?
It's recorded. I don't know how much of that I'm going to use, but
oh, you better put it. This is the fucking internet. There's no censorship. You better put the shit about the Queen on there. Come on, man.
I will make sure.
Dude, I do. Come on. Dude, you gotta bang the Queen. How could you say no? I mean, power's the ultimate aphrodisiac. How could you not? Dude, I'd bang Merkel, the fucking chick for the Chancellor of Germany. She's an East German, right? Dude, I'd stand and I'd put the flag on. Sing Heil, sing Heil. And every time I say Heil, my dick would be going in there. Sing Heil, let it go, let it go. Hell yeah. I'll tell you what else would be awesome about when I die in hell. Apparently, you know all the secrets, dude. I'm going to know who Jack the Ripper was.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a huge true crime serial killer fan. I have 2 theories, real quick, and then I'll stop, okay?
Sure.
Here we go. Holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? I'm driving on Garden State Parkway South, heading back to work. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're plowing. That's right. They're paving. Sorry. There's 35 trucks and lights going on. I thought it was some like accident. They're paving. Okay. All right. Now, how many times do you guys hear every year, new book on Jack the Ripper, new solution, right? All this, right? Then whenever you talk to the guys that know what they're doing, they always see the same guys as Jack the Ripper. You know, you always see 1 of 4 guys that are always talking. They're the real experts. And all of them tend to agree, all right, that it was that Polish-Russian Jew Kosminski, right?
Right.
The other theory is that it was an American doctor, okay, a quack, by the name of Francis Tumblety, okay? Because he had a collection of women's uteruses. I happen to agree with the American doctor theory, but it was not Francis Tumblety. Francis Tumblety was a quack, and he did murder 2 women by poisoning. There was a man, his real name was Herman Webster Mudgett. Have you ever hear that name before?
No.
No, I can't
yes
say
or no?
No.
Have you ever heard the name H.H. Holmes and the murder castle of Chicago?
No.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
The 1896 World Fair in Chicago, there was a very strange building above a costly drugstore. It was the castle. It was built as a castle. It was owned by a guy named H.H. Holmes. Okay? When he was captured in jail for murdering Ben Peitzel and the Peitzel children, I was planning on murdering his wife. Okay? Denied everything, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then they wanted to find, well, where are all these women? Because apparently these women went missing, blah, blah, blah. So they go and search the old murder castle, which had caught on fire after he left Chicago, right? So the detective from Philadelphia, he was called America's Sherlock Holmes. This guy was like one of the leaders in forensics back then. He's the one who brought forensics up. He goes into the basement of the murder castle, and anybody who went in there back then, either they killed themselves or they never forgot it. Okay, they found the remains of over 300 people. Bones, teeth, flesh, rotting flesh. H.H. Holmes is the single most prolific serial killer in history. Period. Makes Andre Chikatilo, Bundy, and Dahmer look like fags in comparison, okay? Apparently, in 7 years' time, he seduced, had sex with, took the money of over 235 women. They know this number because that's how many times his personal ads for assistance were answered. And none of those women who answered the ad and went to live there were ever seen again. None of them. He would cut them up. He would collect their body parts. His favorite way of killing was he'd have sex with them that night, the first sex night. He'd ravish them. Then, while they were sleeping, he'd lower them into basically a well, okay, that led into the basement. He'd cover the top of the well with glass, okay, and he would sit there and wait for her to wake up. And sometimes they'd throw rocks down to wake her up. He also had two assistants, Peitzel being one of them, okay? Then she'd start freaking out, and he would just watch and watch and then go, it's time. And this is now mine. He confessed to all this, okay? So this isn't bullshit, all right? It's just happened too long ago, and nobody wanted to believe it.
Sure.
Then he'd take a pipe, and he'd feed the gas out to kill them, okay? That was his favorite method because he could watch them suffocate, die from poison. Then he'd go down, retrieve the bodies, and bring them to the basement. And he also had a furnace there. He had 4 vats of quicklime in there. I mean, this guy, he was a medical student. He was maybe 3 semesters away from being a doctor. The reason he didn't get it, he got kicked out of medical school. A policeman, a campus policeman, thought he was dragging a drunk woman, and finds him dragging a naked corpse that he stole from the morgue on the medical campus. What the hell are you doing? Taking my date for a walk, you ass. Leave me alone. Yeah. Okay? There is a record, and this is by his great grandnephew, something budget. It's a book called Bloodlines. Read it. In 1888, in I want to say April, there is a record of Herman Webster Mudgett, used his real name. Okay, took a boat into England. All right. He took lodgings in Whitechapel, all right, and didn't hide himself. Dr. Herman Webster Mudgett, American. When the killing started, right, it was bad. Now, the last killing, people say he killed more than the 5, whatever. I'm going with the 5, okay? Because after Mary Kelly, there wasn't any else. There was no more Ripper victim. What happened to Mary Kelly, guys? She was destroyed. Remember? That was the one that was inside. They cut her up into pieces. You know that picture, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes? All right. Now, 5 weeks after Mary Kelly's murder, for no reason that anybody can explain, the Ripper investigation and case was shut down. Okay? Nobody was arrested, but it was shut down. Now, this is every historian, every crime expert will tell you this. This is without doubt. For Aberline, from the hell guy, Aberline, the one that played, Aberline went fucking ballistic when they shut it down. He wanted to get him. What ended up happening now, over the years, has been Francis Tumblety, right? They were following Francis Tumblety back. On the same ship that Tumblety was traveling, yes, there was people from Scotland Yard on that ship. And yes, they were making sure that Tumblety was leaving. No. They were making sure that a different passenger, a Dr. H.H. Holmes, okay, using his alias, Dr. Harry H. Holmes, left England They watched him get on a train to Chicago from New York. They telegrammed, the American doctor is gone. The next day or the day after, the case was shut down.
It's a big old cover.
If you see a picture, there's that famous sketch of Jack the Ripper, right? From the there's only like 3 people that ever saw it, right? But that famous sketch of the guy wearing the hat with the mustache, right? You seen that picture? If you look up H.H. Holmes, I'm serious, when you don't make go on the computer, look up H.H. Holmes, and there'll be a picture of him. You tell me that that's not the sketch. And I'm not talking, oh, it looks like him. No. You take that sketch, that could be a fucking picture of the way he looked. Same height, same build, and fit in where he was in. He loved hookers. He was a fucking maniac. He was a doctor, so beating blood, that's Jack the Ripper. Because think of this, after Jack the Ripper stopped with Mary Kelly, right, the killing stopped, and this one got their throat cut, it's Jack, blah, blah, blah. After what he did to Mary Kelly, that guy's not cutting the throat. That guy's butchering people. They don't slow down. They either die or they get arrested, right? So, he went to Chicago. He built the murder castle. Jack the Ripper didn't die. Jack the Ripper is Herman Webster Mudge. All right, wrestling. Let's do it. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So,
sorry. Yeah, we were listening. Yeah, very interesting. Where were we?
Yeah, I'm going to look into that. Bloodlines, wasn't it? You said the book was.
Has he gone? He has gone.
Oh no! I wonder if that's a crossover.
No, he's dropped.
Balls dropped.
Chris. I know what that is.
I think.
Oh my God! Dude, that wasn't me. I'm going through a bad area. All right. So you heard Webster Mudge. We're done with that. Now.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, look that up, guys. Seriously, as the truth I told you about the stories, my wrestling stories, you can look up and find out if they're true or not.
Sure.
Dude, look this up. You'll go, holy shit! I'm right. I am right. All right. So we were talking about December to Dismember, right? We were getting to that point. I was talking about before the piggy decided he was going to interrupt me. We were talking about how come I didn't go to Raw, blah 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 blah. I was asked to the students. Now, I'm not making it sound like it was all bad, because it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I had a blast in WWE. I really did. And if you don't think I had fun, or you don't think I got along so well, I mean, it may come off where I really hate John Laurinaitis. Listen, I did it. I don't hate the guy. Okay, you can't hate the man, because in WWF, WWE, that's the game. It's a game. It really is. That's why I love Hunter's gimmick. The game. Time to play the game. He played the game and won it. He married the boss's daughter. He's in charge. That's the game up there. The game. It doesn't matter how fucking good you are in the ring at WWE. It matters if you can play that game to get that push. You know? I think John Cena earned it with his body and his attitude and his work ethic. He'll even, he's not going to pull a rock if he's wrestling for acting. He's not going to do it. He loves wrestling. I got to respect him for that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. That's the game. And I got along with John. I really did. And I'll be honest with you. I kind of like John Laurinaitis. I like the guy. We could drink together, and he liked having me around, and it shocked him. What really shocked these guys about me is, they believed my they didn't want to believe the stories or the reputation was real, and then when they met me, it became even more shocking because, I didn't deny. I'm like, guys, whatever you've heard, it's probably true, but whatever you've heard is probably not the whole truth. It's probably worse. And they're like, how can you say that? I go, because I did it. If you heard a story about me doing blow during a match, I did that for 2 years, and I did. I used to snort coke against Rob Van Dam while I was working them. All them matches. Did it. So what? Okay? I did that shit. Partying for 4 days straight and projectile vomiting before I'd go to the ring and have a good match. I did it. You know, I did that shit. You know, I working in Japan. It was great. Doing the wacky shit I did it. Was I a philanderer? Yeah. I was terrible. I didn't keep like that. I never screwed any of the girls that worked with ECW, but yeah, and it cost me a condo, my money, a house, a good relationship. I ruined my ex. Well, I didn't ruin her life, but at the time she thought I did. But you know, and yeah, I did it, and you know, and what am I going to do tonight? But the problem is, so they hear the Captain Caveman shit. You know, I don't know if you ever heard Dreamer say, "Balls, Captain Caveman." He's been calling me Captain Caveman since '96. He's wavy, man. And it was even more funny. He'll even tell you, you know, Balls walk around barefoot, wearing the same shorts 3 days in a row, you know, unshaven, and go out and have a kick-ass match somehow, inebriated and drugged and fucked up. He couldn't tell you what he ate 2 hours ago, but he could go out and have a 1 hour match with anybody. And then you see him leave the show with some hot model-looking, stripper-looking fucking blonde or Puerto Rican girl or Japanese girl or two of them, and you're wondering how the fuck he did it, because he's Captain Caveman and KB Wavy got the girls. The truth.
I mean, on that, during most of your matches during ECW, Joey Styles kept bringing up that you punched out a referee during your amateur days, and you were banned from all commentary. Now, just the way that they talk, I'll give it to you real quick. That is true to an extent. Okay, It wasn't a high school wrestling match. It was after college. I was given freestyle one last shot. I was a very good freestyle wrestler. That's the Olympics. You know, Olympic gold medal. You have freestyle. You have Greco-Roman. I was a freestyle guy. I'm wrestling a tournament. In that tournament is Bruce Baumgartner. I've never wrestled him. Bruce Baumgartner, arguably the most successful American Olympic wrestler in history, 2 golds, a bronze, and a silver, and he's a heavyweight. All right, idol. Could I beat him? Never. Could I beat guys that give him good matches? Yes, I did quite all those. I was a very good freestyle wrestler. The wrestler that I hurt, snapped his back, it's a move called the reverse headlock. It's very painful, and it's one of the few moves in freestyle that you can turn the guy, get your 2 points, and you don't have to release it and go to something else. It's like a leg lace when you get the ankles and you can flip them 2, 4, 6, or front of headlock 2, 4, 6. Reverse headlock does that. But if the guy tries to fight it, you can snap him. Well, I was trying not to use the move, and the guy had butted me and opened a cut up in my eye, which we glued. As I said, I was good, and I was going to wrestle Baumgartner. So he starts on bottom. I go for a crossface, and he elbowed me in the nads. So when I kept the crossface and locked the headlock in, instead of doing the circle, which brings his weight onto his back, but across so he can sit through, I got up on my heels, stood straight up. Basically, my hips are up, his hips are on the mat. You know what I mean? I got his head in his near arm. Basically, I put my feet as close as I could to my ass, put my hips straight up in the air, and stood up and backwards. And I had the guy locked up head and arm. And he went backwards until his back went crack.
Oof.
Paralyzed from the waist down. Now, I did not intentionally do that. There's no way. I just reacted. Boom! You know, like, if I tried to do that, it would never work. I seen another kid, in fact, the day I learned the reverse headlock, the guy who taught it to me, Nick Messina, did the same exact thing to a kid he was wrestling, but he was trying to hurt him, but not trying to do what I did. You know, this kid pissed him off, and he pissed us all off, which is unusual when you're at a tournament. You got 10 heavyweights, and they all hate one kid. So when it happened, none of us gave a shit. And Nicky didn't either, but I was like, I need to learn that. He's like, yeah, it's a good move. I go, no, I need to learn that, so if you ever wrestle me, I can get the fuck out of it, you know? And it became my bread and butter. But when I did it, the first thing I thought when I heard the snap, it was almost like how Lawrence Taylor reacted when he broke the guy's leg. I cried. I was upset. I was completely devastated. I didn't mean to end the strike, you know? I didn't end the match, you know, hurt him, but not hurt him, you know? Hurt him, but not injure him. Not only did I injure the guy, I put him in a wheelchair for 10 years, you know? Well, no matter what, the move is a legal move, okay? So, in any other match situation, the match would have been ended, and I would have won by injury default because it was a legal maneuver. But the referee, and I had that reputation, fuck with me on the mat, don't hurt me, don't try to hurt me, I will fuck you up. I've broken jaws, I broke collarbones, shoulders. My favorite thing was cross-facing jaws out. I dislocate jaws, break jaws constantly. Okay? I was an animal when it came to that. So this guy knew that, and when I hit that, he knew. So no matter, he thought I was acting. Now, here's the other problem I had. No matter what, back then, before Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, they knew I was wrestling professionally, and they hated me. My coaches liked me, the wrestlers liked me, USA Wrestling hated me. I had beaten the number one United States freestyle heavyweight, Tom Erickson, 4 times. I had beaten the other guy twice. I was ranked 15th out of 20, even though I'm the only one who beat those guys except for Bruce Baumgartner. Why? Because they hated me. I wasn't sponsored by anybody. I was sponsored by my Italian friends at the pizzeria, literally. I was sponsored by the mob. So, you know, literally, I worked, they fed me, I got to train, and I wrestled, you know. My freestyle trainers were, you know, guys that never made it too far because they were potheads. I mean, I was a fuck up, but I was a good fuck up, you know. But, so I was upset they got the guy on the mat. Now, look, this was the first match of the night. I'm supposed to have, as it worked out the way it should have, and this is how well that they want, you know, Baumgartner really didn't wrestle in these tournaments. He wrestled because next year is the Olympic, you know, the Olympic qualifying year, so it's time to, you know, stop coaching and get on the mat. If it worked out, the finals would have been me versus Bruce Baumgartner. Dude, ain't no way I was going to win. And I know I wouldn't have won. You know why? Because I knew then I ain't going to win. I just wanted to get on the mat with the guy. You got to remember, I had a booking. I had my first professional wrestling license booking for 2 months after that. Okay? I finally got my pro wrestling license. That's when this occurred, okay? The referee, I'm like, I'm so sorry, and he goes, this man is disqualified from the tournament. I go, what? You can't do that. For what? You intentionally hurt him. I'm like, no, I did not. I didn't mean to do that to him. So he's arguing with me, and I'm like, look, I didn't. And now my coach comes out, and my coach wasn't a fuck-up. My coach was a well-respected amateur wrestler, a well-respected amateur coach. That was the thing. I may have had fuck-ups behind me, but I did not have fuck-ups coaching me. Like, I had people that believed in me. And I don't feel I let them down because they knew where I was going. They knew no matter what, I wasn't going to go to the Olympics. I was just going to try to wrestle Baumgartner, get it on tape that I didn't get pinned by him. Pro wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I was going to use it and use it right. You get it? Just once.
Yeah.
Just once. When he did that, something in me snapped because to this day I coach recreation wrestling. I helped. I believe in wrestling. I think wrestling is the single greatest sport in the world for young men and young women. I think women should wrestle. It's the best sport. It teaches you more about life than anything. Individuality, how to succeed on your own, self-discipline, dietary things. It teaches you a lot about yourself and life, not sport, okay? It really is. Like how scouting is. A real scout, a successful Boy Scout, as long as they don't snap, can have a very successful life. I think wrestling is the same thing with more discipline. So, when the referee, I snapped. I'm like, you can't do this. I start crying. He's poked me in the chest. He goes, don't you do it. I go, don't touch me. And he goes, oh, what are you going to do? He just kind of gave me a little shove, and I hauled back and broke his jaw. Pop. They took my card. I got, obviously, cops were called. They were going to file assault charges on me, this and that. And the guy, my coach comes, he goes, look, Jerry wants to take you aside. I'm not using his real name, but at the time he was the head of USA Wrestling. He takes me aside. He goes, I can send you to jail forever. And he could, you know, legitimately. Now there's an argument. Now that I decked the referee, there's an argument that I intentionally hurt this man. They could hit me with attempted murder. Not that it would stick, but now I got to fight that. You know what I mean? You think the mob's going to help me fight that? You think my friends are going to help me fight that? You think my family has money? Why do you think I have the mob fucking behind me? I'm not rich. I'm a single mother. I'm a product of a divorce, you know? Fuck. How the fuck am I going to afford that? I had a choice. Now, this had never come out before. I had a choice. I could fight these charges and try to continue to wrestle, or I could voluntarily have my car torn up and accept the lifetime ban from competition and not allowed to coach high school. Poor cow. You know, not allowed to get paid, not allowed to make money from amateur wrestling. And there was no question in my mind what I was going to do. I feel to this day I'm still sad about that because, as I said, wrestling is my favorite sport. Besides for football, it's wrestling, and wrestling's not number 2. You know, so that happened, and we use that as a gimmick. It's the truth. It happened. There's not much about me that you've heard that isn't true. That's the sad part. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened.
Oh.
Anyway, December to December.
Yes. Let's
you guys see that match? You know how good that match could have been with me and Stripe? You really, dude, every match I did in WWE, man, every single match that I did could have been better. And I've never, this is the other thing. This is what I did like about up there. Dude, in ECW, in the real ECW, all right, we didn't have rules like, all right, this match is after you. You better not do this, or this, You better make sure that, those guys can follow you. Don't steal their heat. Right? That's WWE fucking mantra. In ECW, our thing was, if you can't follow me, then you shouldn't have that spot. I'm not toning it down, and that's how it was. I'm not over-exaggerating a thing. Okay? You couldn't follow me, you didn't deserve to be there. And as I said, Paulie, you're fucked up out there. As long as you can be as fucked up as you want, you could be high on acid, coke, or PCP. You could be like Dewey Cox, where he's running down the street. I'm Zeus. As long as you perform and don't hurt anybody, you got your job. All right? That was the difference, all right? Every match I had in WWE could have been different. When I knew that they weren't going to send me to Raw, when I knew that my first push was over, I stopped caring. I did. It was then that I stopped watching wrestling altogether on TV. It took the passion for pro wrestling completely away from me. Since that time, I have not watched TNA wrestling. Unless I'm on the show and I'm watching like indie wrestling, I don't watch it. I can't. It makes me sick. The match with Matt Striker and me and him could have had not even Extreme Rules. No. The match that we could have had, even with the bullshit rules that they gave us, which we didn't know about until that day. We didn't know until we were getting ready to go over our match. You can't use a fist. You can't use the top rope. You can't brawl. And I'm like, who the fuck said that? He goes, well, it's a Strikers rules match. And Matt's like, why the fuck would I sabotage my match? And he's like, he takes me aside. He's like, Pauls, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know what to do, dude. If I touch the chair on DQ, he goes, you know what? We can't use the top rope, right? Nope. He goes, how about we do that super nutcracker? I'm like, oh, yeah. Give him something, right? Give him something. So we go out, and I got John. I'm like, John, I'd love to do this as a finish. Now, Arn Anderson was my agent. This is when the heat with me and Arn started. Okay? We showed him what it is. And John's like, hell, you can do that? Because I showed him. I'm like, look, I stand up here with him. I go, I'm not going to do it now. You don't want one of us to get hurt. I go, but I've never hurt anybody. He goes, that's the thing I seen you do with Van Damme and the old taste. I'm like, yeah. See, Laurinaitis knew what I could do. That's the thing. As picky as he could be, he still was a wrestler and loved wrestling. He knew what I could do, And at that point, he was fighting for me. He goes, I'd do it. And Arn goes, yeah, but John, the whole rules are you can't use the top rope. They go, he is not using the top rope, Arn. He's standing on the second rope. Well, he's sitting on the top rope. And he's like, Arn, come on. Arn somehow they went aside. John's like, come back, don't worry, she'll do it. Dude, John comes back, and I could tell by the look on his face. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Arn went to Vince, told him that it would overshadow every finish. This is what he told me. He didn't tell him that it would help the match or help the show. What he said is it would kill the entire show. Because nobody else would be able to fucking top that finish. So then I'm like, well, I'll just do a regular one. If you watch that match, I don't use the Michinoku. I don't even think that was a finish. I think I used the sit-out spine buster that night.
Yeah.
And is that what I did? It was a sit-out spine buster for the 1, 2, 3? what I call the ball breaker. Do you know why I use that? They made it. I couldn't use. They didn't say it, and Arn said it to me 2 hours before the show started. He goes, "You use that finish, you're gonna get cute." I'm like, "You're telling me I can't even use my finishing move?" Nope. And walked away with a big old smirk on his face. Arn Anderson hated ECW because as much as I loved it and Tommy and we lived with ECW, that was how Arn was with NWA, WCW. And let me tell you, man, as a wrestler, Arn's in my top 5 all time, period. Okay? And whether we get along good or not, and the thing is, I like Arn Anderson, but I hate him. I like the person, I like the guy. When he gets drunk or when he has power, he's a dick. And he did not think anything of we're Lawler, extremely crappy wrestling. Arn Anderson believed extremely crappy wrestling. Lawler did. Lawler worked for us. He worked with us. Dude, he fell. And how could you blame the guy? WCW gets bought out, right? Vince brings it in. They make a huge deal taking over on Raw and Nitro, right? And what happens? They shut it. They give the guys one pay-per-view and shut it. They hired some of the guys. They gave them a week or two on TV and fired them. The only one they took was Booker, Think about it. ECW goes bankrupt, 2001, right? 2005, One Night Stand. Took 4 years, but they did a pay-per-view. That was Now, they didn't make obviously that pay-per-view didn't make as much money as the main 4, but you know that price-wise, it was the most profitable show of the year for WWE in 2005 and in 2006. In fact, the 2006 profit margin was more profitable than WrestleMania that year.
Wow.
All right? That should just right there. All right? Arn Anderson watched his entire career. And it wasn't just, it was his career. And this is why, I don't like Arn because of what happened, but I can't say I hate Arn Anderson because I know if it was me, Arn Anderson was what? The TV championship was Arn Anderson. Think about that. The entire 4 Horsemen, Arn didn't win a world title. If you think about it, he didn't. But why didn't he win a world title? Because he was the world TV title holder pretty much for almost 10 years off and on, which meant he was the main event on TV every week. They took his accomplishment and erased it. And here they give these fucking bingo all non-talented hacks a job, a little push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, how can I blame Arn Anderson? I can't. Bret Hart, love Bret Hart. Bret Hart's number 1 on my list. Number 2 is Harley Race, and that switches here and there. Oh, you know what I found out the other day, and this makes me so proud? Really, this makes me more proud than anything you can think of, all right? For years, I always was obsessed. How come there's no celebrities to share my birthday? Guys think about that when you're growing up. No, literally, Got to remember, when I'm talking celebrities, my mom used to have a babysitter when she was in elementary school. His name was John Nicholson. You may know him better as Jack Nicholson, all right? He went to Manasquan High School. My high school, my auditorium where I acted in plays at the Jack Nicholson Memorial Auditorium. Between Jack and myself, we're the 2 most famous students to ever come out of Manasquan High School. And we have that in common. I met the guy. He's great. He babysat my mother. You know what I'm saying? So when I say, I was always obsessed. How come there's no cool celebrities on my birthday? I remember some woman told me once, a psychic. My wife had this psychic read me one day. For $10, the woman gave me like a $500 reading. She just wouldn't stop. I'm like, wait, I got no more money. She goes, it's not about money. I can't stop. I'm like, all right, whatever. But she told me some wacky shit. She even told me that my ex-girlfriend, my love of my life, would be dead within a year. And 6 months later, she died. She died.
Whoa.
Yeah, this woman was on. But she told me it won't be till later in life that you find that one of your idols, one of your far idols, is share some important thing with you. This past Saturday at the show I was doing, I picked up Harley Race's biography. His birthday, April 11th. Same day as mine.
Amazing.
You know, that's just, and I've met Harley a number of times. Now that I know that, I'm still doing the interview. I had to come home, though. All right, so come on out, my dogs. I'm going to stay outside with you guys for a little more. We can finish this up, but we're going to have to wrap it up soon there. Because I got my son's got school tomorrow. So that was December to December. And put it this way, that match disgusted me so much, I did not watch any more of the pay-per-view. When my match was over, I took a shower, got cleaned up. I went out to the car where I was planning on having a good time that night. So I went out and bought a bottle of rum. Now, Puerto Rico, everywhere else, when I drank rum, that would work down in rum. Yes, I for years did not wrestle sober, ever. I always had some drinks. And rum is what I would drink.
Yeah.
As soon as my match was over, I went in the car, I got a couple bottles of Coke, and what, Chris? I'm still on the interview. Give me 2 minutes, okay? I'm literally, right, guys? My son's been waiting for me this whole time.
Oh.
Okay. Just 2 minutes, boy. All right? What? Okay, you come out here. So, I started drinking, and I did not watch any of the pay-per-view, and they had me scheduled for a run-out, I think, on the main event, but they couldn't find me after my match. Nobody thought to look outside. Because usually I'd be outside smoking a cigarette reading. So I was locked in the car getting drunk because I was pissed and miserable.
Sure. Do you think the whole event was set up to fail?
Yes. Yeah, I firmly believe that, yeah. Yeah, because we had, up until then, there was still hope for us, you know? They booked us in town. You got to remember, when they first started running house shows on us, Chris, I haven't seen him in hours. He might not be around. Here, give me one. Give me a little one. Maybe he'll go and get it. Shadow. Go get it. He's not going to go get it. Well, get over here, then. Oh, it's a caterpillar or something. It was a little silverfish. Calm down. My bug was scared. My boy is afraid of a bug. Anyway, up until that point, when they started booking shows for us, right, it was that summer that they were booking house shows for us. You know where they booked us? First off, you think they booked us in the area where we were big to start off. I mean, I could understand them. All right, well, we don't want to destroy that area, right? Philly, New York, Jersey, you know. If we did Maryland, Delaware, Philly, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, okay? Then North Carolina, South Carolina, just the East Coast. From Florida back up to Massachusetts. If they did that, okay, for the first 6 months and kept us there, and they're in big buildings, in little 4,000 to 5,000 seat arenas, we would have come back. They booked us in colleges, college gyms, in the summer. In the summer. They're booking me in a college town in the summer.
That's just crazy.
Does that make any sense to you?
No.
You want to draw people. You want to draw that 17 to 30-year-old crowd, right? So it's from the college where they go when they're not there. When they ran up by us, right, they finally are going to run in this area, okay? They're going to run Philly. They're going to run New York. They're going to run New Jersey. In fact, they're going to run Toms River, which is my hometown. They wouldn't run Convention Hall because Convention Hall wasn't big enough because you can only put 4,000 in there. They run the Retaco Center over in Toms River, which can hold 65, right? You know what happens right before the Retaco Center? I mean, 2 weeks before the Retaco Center, you know what happens? I get called in for a meeting, and I tested positive for the 1.2 micrograms of Demerol. Right before we're doing local shows, where I've been wrestling independently, where I've been selling out 2,000 seat buildings with just me on it. Then I get suspended. They literally had the nerve to say, well, Balls, now not the ECW. Premier asked me to do it, I would have shown up. Balls, you really should be there. This guy suspended me. I go, excuse me? Well, even though you can't wrestle, if you're there, at least they'll see that you're there and you care. I go, but I don't care. What do I care now for? I go, you took the care away. You don't care about ECW. Why the fuck should I? Seriously. They had people, I had wrestlers, and you know what the irony was? You know where I ended up going that night? I did go to Tom Dura. I was actually 10 minutes from that building at my friend's house. Problem was, by 8 o'clock, I had 2 bottles of I had a 750 of vodka and a 750 of rum in me by that point. In fact, that was the night that me and my wife had broken up for 5 to 6 months that night. Because of that, I just lost it. Broke up with it. We were having problems, but not like that. I just lost it. I basically wanted my life then. Dude, I felt like I let so many people down. I had my friend, who was my student, took my phone, and he had taken me a lot of shows, too. You got to remember, I had just gotten my license. I was just getting my license back, so he was driving me a lot of the local shows. He was also a student of mine. He had a couple of dark matches. They loved this look. He just wanted to improve on his cardio, and he would have got hired. They were going to tag him with me. But by this point, he saw what I was going through, so he took my phone, and he had to talk to Tommy. And Van Dam, Sabu were calling me. Dude, people are looking, why aren't you here, man? And they felt like I let them down. Well, I felt let down. And I wouldn't go. And then the next week, we're in the garden, right? But I got to work the garden. In fact, after the following week, I didn't work that week, but the next week, we all got to amended policy where if you're on an angle and you're deemed an important part of the story, that you have to show up for TV and wrestle. But it's coming out of your pocket. So I called them up, and I go, that's good, I'm still not coming. They go, what do you mean? I go, dude, you're not paying me. I'm going to wrestle for free? I go, so I'm going to wrestle for free, and you want me to put out hotel money and rental car money? No. Fuck no. Well, you want me to do the Garden of one night. And now, mind you, it wasn't just TVs. It was the house shows they wanted me to do, too. They remanded the policy again. Within 3 days, they switched the suspension policy 3 times, from what it was to the second one to this. Anybody who's suspended, who's deemed a big part of the story, blah, 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 will have a rental car and a hotel provided for them and will be paid $200 a night to cover food expense, cost of living, blah, blah, blah. So my first Madison Square Garden match against Rene Dupree, which I thought was a hell of a match, which was, I mean, if you live where I live, dude, you know, that's it. You want to work the Garden. You grew up being a pro wrestler around here. You were a WWE fan. You know, you were a WWF fan. So was I. I mean, I was me and Candido, though. You know, we got all the wrestling on cable, WCW, NWA, Mid-South. I mean, I got 15 hours a week, and only 4 was WWF. Florida Championship, my favorite. Kevin Sullivan, Dusty Rhodes, the Hell Angle, Kevin Sullivan, the chairman of the board, Nabuda Dean came to me. Loved it. Now, you know, I'm all fucked up. But, you know, that killed me. But you know what? I'm going to work the fucking Garden. I can say I have to work the Garden. How many people would kill to say that? You know, not only did I get to work the Garden, I caused havoc in the Garden. I caused havoc. I received havoc. I got to do the Garden in the ring with Vince McMahon, with the crowd for 10 minutes, and they wouldn't let me leave. In fact, the referee said, Vince is saying, stay. I could see him, like, talking into his earpiece. And he pressed an earpiece, and Vince goes, boss, maybe you should come back down here. To come back down and start doing something. Austin's coming out next. Because for 10 minutes, that crowd's chanting, Vince has the balls. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. For 10 minutes. For Saturday night's main event, it was a 45-minute delay, a time delay, so it would go out. The reason it never aired, what you see is Maria, and then like nothing, and then Austin come out. The reason the crowd pop was so bad is because I was out before that, and they did that. And they edited me out because the brass said, look, you want your biggest star to come out and give no reaction, and you want this guy to do that? And you know who was the one that was like, no, we can't do that to Austin? John Laurinaitis. Vince was like, dude, we can't make this up. Come on. Right? I called everybody. You got to see it. I'm like, you weren't on. What do you mean I wasn't on? Next day, I show up. I usually was there at like 11 or 12. I show up at 2, which is actually you're supposed to be there at 1, but I showed up an hour late. And Vince is waiting for Vince, and he goes, look, Balls, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. He goes, yeah, it does. I go, yeah, right, it does. We'll reshoot it. I go, yeah, where are we going to reshoot it? It's Alabama, where they don't fucking care about me. In Texas, Utah, and you know where we refilmed it? Alabama. Didn't fucking care. It wasn't even live. It was a vignette tape. It was terrible. So, yeah. Yeah, we were set up to fail, 100%. But you know what? You know what, though? I got to say this. I'm going to end it off on this. I really do have to start being a dad again and a husband. You know, they signed when ECW first started back. Okay, they signed the whole crew. That one night stand 06, pretty much 90% of that card was signed to full-time contracts. Okay. Now, Dreamer had already been working there. Guido had already been working there. Right? They were already employed. If you would go online, you can ask back then, who is going to last the longest? Who is not going to last? The top two names were Balls or Sandman. Will not last. Odds are Sandman would be out in a month. I'd be out in 5. Either drug suspension or hitting somebody. Do you know that out of every single new sign, and I didn't sign when everyone else did. Everyone else signed, 4 to 5 weeks before the pay-per-view, their contract. I was signed 4 months before the pay-per-view. That's how much they knew they could trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that I had the chance. That's why I was excited. They told me, don't say anything. Okay, I didn't say anything. I was supposed to work the dark match against Chavo Guerrero on January 3rd of 2006. And they took me aside. Look, we're going to sign you to a contract. I'm like, yeah, I heard this before last year with 6 figures. They go, we're starting ECW again. If you go out there tonight, that's all they're going to shout all night. We don't need that right now. We're going to build. I'm like, okay, I believe you when I had a contract. 2 hours later, they hand me a contract. You'll bring it home to your lawyer. I read it down twice. I go, I signed the last one without it. I go, I don't like the fact that I'm signing for a third. I signed for a third of what they offered me the year before. That's what Axel cost me, over $100,000 a year.
Wow.
What was I supposed to do? Honestly, what are you supposed to do? Say no? And I was like, he goes, well, you're a single, blah, blah, because they were going to put the belts on us within a year, both belts. That's how high they were on me and Axel. And that's how fucked up it was that he fucked up. I still love him. Anyway, at everybody, within 6 months, let's say 20 guys that were signed, right? Within 6 months,
sure,
there was 5 left. Within a year, there was 1, and that was me. I had a 3-year deal, and when they released me, my contract was due to be up 3 months after my release date. So I actually outlasted everybody.
Yeah, indeed. And sorry, go on.
Huh? Sorry.
Sorry,
what?
go on.
Oh, dude. Yeah, okay. Chris, get off the... Oh, I have to get a shower. Guys, listen, I'm really sorry. I know it's been off and on. I've been in the car on the phone with you guys since about 5 o'clock. I really have to call it now. My son needs to go to school tomorrow and get some sleep. I got to get him in the shower, okay?
Okay.
I know. I go from being a psychopathic Satanist, I'm going to fuck your queen, into being a good dad. But you know what? I'm still a good dad. What's up, Shadow? Yeah, me and my dog. It's me and my son and my dog. I have a black cockapoo, my little soon-to-be 8-year-old boy who's my twin, but yet better looking. No scars, better looking. He's got blue eyes, right, Chris? But is Daddy a nice guy? Is Daddy a maniac, or is Daddy both? You hear that? Hold on. Hold on, let me put you in speaker. You got to talk loud. Oh, that's such. You on speaker now? Oh. Yeah, we're on speaker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Chris. All right, Chris. Is Daddy a complete maniac like my gimmick says? Am I a nice, good dad, or am I both?
I would say both of them.
Both of them. When you go to wrestling shows, hold on, listen. When you go to wrestling shows, when I'm home and I say a curse word around you, what does Mommy do? She yells at me, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you use that language? Apologize, right?
Yep.
Chris, when you go to a wrestling show with Daddy and we're in the car, how many times in the first 20 minutes of the drive do I say fuck? Maybe about 20, 30?
Yeah.
40? Okay. How many times do I say, man, look at those girls' tits, I'd fuck her? How often does that happen?
Not very often.
Not very often, because I don't really care about that anymore, right?
Yeah.
But Daddy needs his medicine, right, or I can't work, right? You see? You know. There's my 7-year-old. So it's time for me to go to sleep for a while and for the good dad to come back, okay?
Honestly, thank you very much for your time.
Oh,
it's been awesome. It's
guys,
been great.
You don't have to thank me. Listen, that's the other thing. This is not the time for you guys to thank you so much, boss. You don't need to get on my dick. It's my job to do that to you. Dude, without guys like you, without the fans, and without guys like you remembering me and giving me these opportunities, the people will forget me. You know, I'm dealing with injuries. I'm not really working so much, but, you know, Pro Wrestling Syndicate here in Jersey is an awesome vet. They're taking care of me, and I'm taking care of them. And if anything we talked about all night tonight, you should know this. You can fire me, you can F with me, you can kill me, you can do whatever you want, but don't ever count me out. You think I'm done and I'm not coming back, and I'll be back. Keep telling yourself you get rid of me. I'm like that. I'm like that dirty scumbag brother-in-law friend that you hate. You just hope he dies. He's never going to be around again. Yay, he's in jail. He took 20 years. 3 days later, on your door, knock, knock, knock. It was a technicality. I'm home. That's me. You're never going to
Oh, that's
Thanks, guys.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
for having me. Be good. We'll talk another time soon.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Will.
take care.
That's it. Take care. Have a good.